Welcome to the Help I Started a Business Now What, aka known as the Now What Show. Today I am here with my guest Livvy, and we're going to do a special How It Happened episode. We're going to get into how we think she got her first wholesale order. So, welcome to the show, Livvy, and can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, well, thank you for having me. My name is Livvy, and I am the founder and creator of Farrah Fox, and I specialize in textile jewelry, mostly statement pieces.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about what textile jewelry is for those that might not be familiar.
Oh, well, it can be a lot of different things. I use a lot of cotton cord. I'm dabbling in using different kinds of yarns, ropes, just anything that's more organic feeling. And I have been incorporating some metal pieces into a lot of my jewelry, and I'm going to be doing more in resin and things like that in the future.
Absolutely awesome. All right. So now let's talk a little bit about social media. Oh, at the
All
beginning of a
right.
business, right?
Yes.
All the things with social media. So, can you talk a little bit about, you've been doing this for a little while now. As you were
Mhm.
starting to find your social media style, how would you describe yourself a little bit and how you've been going about your social media strategy and style?
Oh gosh. Well, I think that would start with watching other people's reels and what they're posting. And I literally took notes. I mean, I was like, these people are doing it right. So let me try to see what they're doing and if I can mimic it in my own style. So, create a hook, use the trending audios. And I've tried all sorts of different things, and some things work out great, and some of them are total flops. But that's how you learn, you're like, okay, I won't do that again. I think as a handmade business, doing process videos have been great. I mean, every time I seem to make a process video, people just really, really enjoy that. I get the most engagement. I'll get followers from that. Um, but, I'm still learning. I think I'll always be learning because it's always changing too, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm just trying to be authentic and maybe try to be funny sometimes, maybe try to be informative. So I am
Absolutely.
no expert, but I'm really trying.
You're a business owner that's learning. Now, how long have you
Yeah.
had Farrah Fox? Tell us how long you've had your business.
Well, actually, Farrah Fox started as a totally different brand. It started as a print on demand clothing brand. And I
Yep.
did that for about 8 months, and it was just not working out. It just did like I couldn't get my hands dirty because I was just drawing and I wasn't actually creating anything. So once I decided to do jewelry, I wanted to keep the name. And
Hmm.
so Farrah Fox has now been a jewelry brand for about a year, just a little over a year.
Hmm. So you know what it's like getting in the trenches, building it from scratch, just
Yes,
getting started, getting to make
yes.
all the decisions.
Yes, yes. And I definitely learned that like 1 year is not very long for a business.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes, you haven't even had a chance to see what is seasonal or cyclical or anything yet. It's
Right,
really just still trying to get all the baseline figured out.
right, right. And like figure out like who who is my what is my brand? Who is it for and what is its voice? And I've been learning that over this, past year and it's getting there.
Mhm. Absolutely. So now tell us about one of these social media postings you had that got some of your best traffic ever, and then the wholesale message that followed up with that. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, so it's funny. I can't even think what the actual reel was that I made, but Instagram really decided to push it, and I don't know how many views I got. I mean, it got, 100, like maybe 50,000 views. I gained about 200 followers. And not too long after that, I received a message from a woman who asked if I did wholesale. And I've never done
Mhm,
wholesale, so I was very hesitant at first,
mhm,
but I wrote her back and I said, maybe I'd be interested in doing that. Like, what do you have in mind? And she said she wanted to order like 200 of my pieces just right off the bat. And I was kind of still hesitant because I was like, what if she's not for real? But I did a little research and her jewelry brand was legit and she makes her own stuff as well as buying other people's, and we cut a deal and it happened and she sold out of my stuff pretty quickly and then made a whole nother order again. So that was really incredible. That was a big win.
mhm. Absolutely, and I think that part of the story here too is you were being yourself on social media, doing your thing, building your thing, and then a cool opportunity showed up.
Right,
It it isn't every opportunity isn't about you pushing things extremely hard. You weren't like, "I'm
right,
gonna go out and build a wholesale business and hit 500 retailers and
right, right,
spam everybody." It grew
right,
organically out of
right,
what you were already doing,
right.
and that to me is a really important message
Yeah,
because the organic things are the things that'll resonate, and that gave you a chance to just work your way through your process,
right.
figure out what you wanted that, to look
Hmm.
like. So I think
Yeah,
that was a key important message to your story and what you were
yeah.
doing. So has it gotten you to think about doing more wholesale? Are you just gonna stick with what you've got? How are you thinking about that now that you've been through the first sale?
Yeah, yeah. So I've looked into Fair,
Mhm,
that platform that does wholesale, and I feel like for right now I'm going to hold off on that. Um,
mhm,
Making that many pieces of my jewelry at once is, it's a lot of work,
mhm.
and
Yeah,
I really want to actually create more of a community, and you can't do that as easily by selling wholesale.
sure.
Um, I'm not saying I won't do wholesale. The woman I worked with in particular, like I like my relationship with her. Um, if she wanted to keep doing some things, I'd probably work with her. But right now, I really want to focus on just creating my own community. Because I just think that will be more fulfilling. That's what I always wanted to do,
Mhm.
and then maybe down the road as things have become more established, then I think I would definitely be open to more wholesale. I just don't want to put all my energy into that because that can be a real energy and time suck.
Yes,
And
it really can.
so I think I mean the other side of it is that it can be a really great way to make some revenue. So I'm saying that now, but I could always change my mind.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for you, that first wholesale order, it's great. It's some
Hmm.
sales. It's letting me build a relationship with this person who,
Right.
sure, I may very well continue to sell with that person, but that you're taking it more one at a time. And it sounds like it'd be more if someone approached you and you felt like it was a fit
Right.
because you have some other business goals right now.
Right.
Um,
Exactly.
mhm.
Yeah.
Which is great to know too, right?
Yeah.
It's like you know what you want to do, but you also know what you don't want to do
Right.
in
Right.
in the early years of business. I think that
Right.
is equally important
Yeah. And
in
I'm always
being able to
open
decide that.
to changing, changing my mind. Changing my mind is, I think, been it's good to be open when you're building a business.
Mhm,
You've got to
mhm,
learn to roll with things. And, if something's not working, then, you've got to pivot.
mhm, and make adjustments too, because the
Yeah.
other as you said, you've been in business for a year and, the economic cycle, like, who knows? If we see a
Oh, yeah.
big change in the economic
Right.
cycle, oh, well, then I might need to shift or pivot
Right.
or change to some different markets as part of that. And so just embracing where you're at and knowing where you're at right now and that you
Right.
can do it if you want
Yeah.
to as well.
Hmm.
I think those are all powerful decisions. Okay,
Yeah.
so for those that have stuck with us this far, how can they find Farrah Fox on all the socials, your website, etc.?
Oh gosh. Well, Instagram is at Farrah Fox. Actually, it's at Farrah_Fox. And then on Facebook, it's at the Farrah Fox. And I'm also on Pinterest at the Farrah Fox and TikTok at the Farrah Fox. And
Perfect.
I also have a website,
Mhm.
and that is www.thefarrahfox.com.
Fantastic. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Livvy, for joining us, and thank you everyone who tuned in.
Thank you so much.